sky collapses, cracking me on the noggin, crushing me to the pavement. Through a fog of hot tears and slick blood, I hear the voice of doom. China boy! I be from Fist City. Give me your lunch money, rat face. China boy! He's standing on my chest. Not large to begin with, and now I'm flattening out. China boy! Shit for brains! You got coins for me? Or does I got to teach you some manners? China! That's my friend Toussaint. China, you's got to be a street fighter. Now, a street fighter must be someone who busts up pavement for a living. I use my face to do it. See, I struggle to fix identity, to survive and succeed as a human being. But I think hurting people damages my ring chi, my balanced karma. Kai Ting, my Uncle Shim says. Kai Ting, you have excellent ring chi, balanced karma. You are the only living son in your father's line. This is very special, very grand. Well, I am special. I'm trying to become an accepted black male youth in the 1950s. This is difficult because I'm Chinese. I'm ignorant of the culture, clumsy in the language, and blessed with a body that makes Tinkerbell look ruthless. Awkward and guileless in sports. Face an uphill challenge with a downhill set of assets. See, I'm simpler, blinder, and shorter than most. I enjoy Chinese calligraphy, love Shanghai food, and hate my own spilled blood. It's all very simple, but the results are so complicated. You see, God sits at a big table in Tien, heaven, and sorts people into their various incarnations. I was supposed to go to a remote mountain monastery in East Asia where I could read prayers and repeat chants until my mind and soul became instruments of the other world. I have a physique perfect for meditation and ill-suited for an inner city slum. You see, some who survive will become cops, but more will become crooks. We play dodgeball with alcohol, drugs, gambling, sharp knives, and crime. We learn to worry about youth who hold hidden razors in their hands and cut you for the pleasure of seeing red. Causes all kids, the tough and the meek, the tall and the small, to march to the same drum of battle. And my mother died of cancer. I think she regretted the separation from her father, the greater extended family in China, more than the deprivation of a long life in America, or the permanent separation from us. See, her death began when she left China in a cheerless, lonesome dawn, without a kiss from her parents or forgiveness from her father. She was never to see them or China again. But I did not mourn her. I was sent to stay with another family and not told of mother's death. I never said goodbye to her. Well, that was Chinese tradition, to protect the young children from the shock of a parent's death, while the adults burned incense, offered oranges, served spectacular dinners, overpaid for elaborate caskets, and prayed for the continuity of the family. I thought someone was hiding my mother from me. So my sisters crafted letters to me, full of details of the busy harbor esplanade, the fun of Qingtao, the fat yellow fish from the Gulf of Pohai, the austere greetings of my maternal grandfather, and the exotic foods of the white Russian restaurants of Shanghai and Harbin. I read them to me tearfully. They were signed sign, I love you, my only son. Mother. Well, I wondered why Father received no letters from her. And why Mother not taking me to meet grandfather's tickling fish, to run in the compound's upper galleries and pluck mandarin oranges from its treasured shade trees? Well, a year passed since I saw my mother. Her letters shifted from the lackluster and infrequent to the non-existent. I began to fear that Mother would neither return nor call for my sister Jamie and I to join her. More than that, I feared the cause of her break in correspondence. When we go China, see Mother? When we go China, see Mother! Well, this no doubt made Father feel like he needed to find a new mother for me. See, Father came from a lineage in which men either participated in child rearing or generated income for a span of 5 generations. Such were the grand advantages of wealth. But Father refused his roots, recognizing in American soldiery the beauty of action, the seduction of decisiveness, and the honorable satisfaction of dedicating his life to the safety of others. It is no longer good enough to measure a man by what he knows. That is the old world, the old China. Now what counts is this: what can a man do? All the knowledge of the teachings of the philosophers means nothing against an airplane with guns and a pilot who knows how to kill. Father moved his family to safety. From a corner of the world saturated in blood, he moved his wife and children to Mako, America, the beautiful nation, the pretty country, so ripe with promise, unsullied by rapacious foreign invasion, uncomplicated by a heavy cultural heritage. See, America was blessed with West Point Military Academy, filled with movie theaters, and far removed from superstition. His father had found a new home. And after Mother died, he found a new wife. Edna Madeline McGurk. Edna Madeline McGurk. Smelled like roses. She was a college graduate in English literature from Smith and was primly handsome. She came from an insular, inner-circled, elite Philadelphia society. She spoke with her tongue and lips, not her face. They met at a military event for veterans and war widows. I am a widow, but not a married one.
Fate can be cruel, but in America it can change, replied Father.
She learned that he'd been classically educated in China, had fought alongside the American army, had been a pilot, and was the only member of his family to leave China. That he thought she resembled a Hollywood movie star, Lana Turner, and that his wife has died very recently. Now, Edna had loved her first husband and was swept away by her second. She arrived in our house, silently grieving for one, while openly adoring my father. And we mourned the absence of our mother. Father and Edna had lost their true loves and were doing the best they could manage. Good morning. That's her now. She looks like a movie star. She's tall and angular and confident. She's very attractive with sunny blonde hair that fascinates me. It's like looking at a light bulb. My, you're just adorable. So cute. She wears elbow-length white gloves and pinches my cheek. She is Nan Wang King. Nan Wang King, foreign country person. She is luminously gorgeous, and I love her. You may call me stepmother Edna. going to be your new mother. It's going to be wonderful. I can't stand how everyone in this house speaks. I can't stand how everyone in this house speaks. I can't stand how everyone in this house speaks. Well, first I think she's referring to my sister's English accent, but then I realized that everyone is me. When so mean? I asked, lacking only the empty bowl to complete the effect. What is so mean? So mean! I cannot understand that barbaric speech. Do not talk to me unless you are prepared to speak English. And don't look at me like that. Young man, you are now an American. You're very cute, but you cannot get by in this world by looking endearingly at people. You must give up your past habits and learn new ones. Stub my kiss nose. You need to go outside and fill your hollow chest with fresh air. Truly normal 7-year-olds play outside. No go. Shoot. If I want you, I'll whistle. During recess, I hover near teachers, the natural allies of pint-sized Asian students. After school, I come home as I arrive, fast. I know I don't want to get beaten up. See, some of the kids are old enough to think that I belong to a group of people who attacked Pearl Harbor and cooked terribly stinky food in funny restaurants. Later, to my great relief, I would learn that Mother and Father did not attack Pearl Harbor. Jack! Chink! He's a chink! He's a chink, not a Jap! Something tells me that Jack or Chink, I'm in deep trouble. See, the two kids who cannot agree on my ethnicity push each other for a few seconds. A circle forms and they beat each other up. That's the pattern of the schoolyard. So I run home, I knock on the door, and she opens it. Well, I didn't whistle for you. You just went out. Go make friends. Slam, click. Scared and ignorant, I descend 6 stone steps to the street. The group smells my fear and anxiety, and they close in tighter. Yao Peng Yo, I want to be friends. Yao? Yao what? Who's she be, you rat-faced shit for brains? Shit for brains. Shit for brains. That's Willie Mac. Big Willie, the voice of doom. Now something hits me on the chest and I fall backwards on the step hitting the back of my head. Something else hits me and now convinced that death is calling. I wail with all my might. I call to my sisters. Janie! Megan! Jennifer! I'm so panicked that I forget that none of them is home. I'm the only kid on the block who does not call for his mother when pain comes. When I knock on the door, I ring the bell, and her voice filters down from an upstairs window. I didn't whistle for you. My sister tries to plead my case. Stepmother, please. Edna, Kai is really getting beaten up outside by all the street kids. He could get hurt. He needs to be inside. Oh, he needs to be inside. Well, how wonderful. He pesters me. He asks me questions I do not understand. He asks for food Irish would not give to pigs. He looks like a refugee, looks stupidly at everything, and now he needs to be inside. Listen to me very carefully. You will interfere with my responsibilities regarding this very lost little boy, only an extreme hazard to yourself. And you will remain outside from after school until supper, and from after supper until bedtime. Out! Now! It's a China boy! It's a China boy! China boy! Well, I asked my sister, Jamie, Ming Lee, China boy, a bad name? I boy, from China. Sorta. It isn't good. I think about it, and I agree. It isn't good. Now, the first time stepmother Edna hit me, I thought it was a mistake. See, I've never been hit before. I waited dumbly for an apology. She was waiting for mine. But her true weapons? Well, her true weapons were emotional. Good. You didn't pick up your room. You see this model airplane? Hi. Is this your unfinished green corn? Very well. No dinner tomorrow. And I will take your fire truck away. Don't look at me like that. Slap! Crack! Whack! Bam! I told you to take your elbow from the table. You have taken 4 minutes in the bathroom and I only gave you 3. Bam! You did not move your bowels at 7:30 as I instructed. How else do you expect to become regular? Kick! You did not go to bed as I directed at 8. Bam! You may not speak to Jane for one day. And your clothes. Your clothes look terrible. Almost as bad as you. I don't care how it happens. Don't make that face. Slap! And the abuse is repeated back on the street. See, I fail in all areas. First is language. My speech is bonkers. I lack the words, the pronunciation, and the body language. I don't know what the kids in my neighborhood are talking about. But when I find out, I'm disappointed. They discuss fighting and sports. Oh, Reginald? Shit, he's skinny like a rail. He dog meat.
Reginald, he gonna thump that boy, you listen to me.
Reginald? Shit, no way. Dog meat.
Nah, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
He's not. And the Yankees gonna win, make your motherfucking Dodgers dog meat too.
I want to talk about food. Hear about their mothers. The bottom line is fighting. And fighting is the final test of the street. It measures a boy's courage, tests his guts, his manhood. Kids who can play sports but are chicken fighters do not belong on the block and are supposed to stay in their homes. Kids who can do neither do not belong in the world and are supposed to be banned or killed or worse. Now I'm in a new category. See, I'm the kid who knows nothing, plays ball like a goat, has no fighting spirit and less ability, and won't stay in his home, leave the block, or die. See, Edna has locked the door but keeps me within a whistle's reach. Kids too numerous to remember her name test me, hoping for a real fight, searching for some evidence that I'm human, or at least possess human potential. Now sometimes I swear in Chinese, which shows defiance to Edna, but the kids just laugh. They just laugh. What have I done to make all this happen? I go to the attic, and I look out the window. I'm sorry, okay? I bad boy. Say all wrong things with bad face, and mommy not come home. I tried real hard, God. You stop beatings. Please. Please, no more beatings. I do what you say. Promise. Hope die. I look at the sunlight. I see tiny dust particles in front of my eyes. But I perceive no sign. Nothing happens. I take a deep breath and prepare to go back on the street. God is busy with other people. Child, don't be crying no more. Don't work on this here block, no sir. Captain, give her up. It's Toussaint LaRue. And Toussaint LaRue takes no pleasure in the China boy beating ritual. Instead, he talks to me. He becomes my guide to American boyhood. My primary bond to him is for what he does not do. Toussaint does not pound or trap me. Toussaint does not cut me down. Toussaint opens his heart by explaining things to me, giving me his learning, taking me into his home. When y'all cry, hold it inside yourself. Shit. Mama told me in the old days, no Negro man can hit or fight. We belong to the whites like horses. Man hit another man, he be damaging a white man's goods. So he get whipped, and I mean whipped. Now ain't no more of that. Now we can fight like men. Try to stand up. Put your fists up. Make a fist. Right, and both hands. See this one? This one for God in the face. And this here one? This one for pounding the fool who call you out. See, here come a punch, you don't block it. Woo, woo, woo. China, you listen to me? No fight. No reason. What you talking about? You can't fight with no reason? China, every dude in this here neighborhood like to knock you upside the head and make you bleed, and you ain't got no reason? Ain't no dude in the neighborhood got more reason for fighting every day than you. Too many boys fight. No sir, Captain, big time no sir, you listen to me. Now some kids they fight hard, but ain't gonna be no ganging up on one kid. See, that ain't cool. Kid stand on his feet, no one else's feet, ain't nobody gonna stand in the way of that. And you best call it that. Hitting long. Say what? Long, not light. Wrong? You saying hitting's wrong? Light. How's that? Bad then cheap. Say what? Bad karma. Oh, China, y'all think I'll be funny? Ain't got nothing to do with no karmas. No matter Big Willie take your candies. It's not candies. It's not being yellow. Since y'all don't have to like it, China, no one like a Fist City. But Big Willie, maybe he like it. But like it, or don't like it, no matter none. Y'all just do it. Now, little Aaron Williams was only 5, but twice my size. He'd been scuffed in his first couple of fights and had cried too loudly. Well, his stock on the street was down. He was itching for an opportunity to redeem himself. That was my job. See, as he saw me coming, little Aaron thought, oh, here come Chicken Little, and pow! But I didn't run. I stuck a fist in little Aaron's face. He cried like a stuck pig as I shook my wounded hand, marveling at the fact that I had somehow won. I had avoided a pounding. Well, I should have said, hey, not so fast, hot dog. Now his sister, Anita Mae Williams, was a tall, swift-limbed 10-year-old. She was beautiful, with a smile that tugged at the hearts of little boys. And she was responsible for raising her baby brother Aaron. Now when Anita Mae Williams finds out that the China boy had punched out her little brother, well, she tracks me down, and she knocks me down, and she wastes me. She's stripping skin from her knuckles, but all she can see is her baby brother's cut lip. And I try not to cry, and then she punches me square in the nose. This is serious licking. And it worsens as she tires of chasing me and picks me up, stuffing me into a metal garbage can. I'm hurt beyond crying, and she keeps hitting me in the forehead. My arms just fall away, no longer offering interference. I find myself thinking of Uncle Shim. Shim Da Papa was a Chinese uncle, a relative by virtue of proximity, not of blood. See, Chinese uncles are prolific. It's their role to spoil children, to grant them what parents could never condone, to show the soft, accommodating side of adulthood. Uncle Shim was a Chinese intellectual. He was non-athletic,
thought perspiration to be a bitter physical trick played on the temple of thought.
When confronted with force, use reason. I love many things about Uncle Shin. He was gentle in manner, soft in voice, his kindness offering ample room for a child to operate within without fear. Your young mind, it should bleed. It should be exercised so hard, so incessantly that it swells with the effort, drawing all your blood. But my father said, I was in Chinese army. When you are older, I can teach you to use a gun, to knife fight, patrol, and ambush. Military combat. These are things the army will teach you. But I am not expert in fighting with my fists. You have been beaten badly. Children expect parents to fix things. You need boxing to stand on your own. Go left. That's right. Close. Guard up. Jab. Smile through that blood. I'm learning boxing at the Y from Mr. Baratza. Oh, Master Ting. You could be a good fighter. You got a sweet left. You got anger. I seen it in you. You fight good using your anger. What are you pissed about, huh? Your pop beat you? What's your first name, Master Ting? China Boy. China Boy? China Boy? Well, that explains it. That's a pretty shitty name, you ask me. The first time I said Mr. B's name, I said Balatza. Then I said Baza. Then I said Blaza. Blaza? Like City Hall Blaza? No, that ain't it, kid. Braz. Bras is ladies' underwear. For God's sake, kid, work on your pronunciating. Gonna go to heaven, yes. Washin, tell me it isn't true. Oh, it is true, Uncle. I'm learning to move in water like Yangtze yellowfish and to fight with fist and glove in fighting ring. In China, your father's brother, Han, was a boxer. He took a blow in the head. He never thought well again. Eventually, the body fails its final test. You push the body, it meets its limit. This problem does not exist with learning. With learning, every challenge to the mind only delivers more promise, more knowledge, and the musculature of the mind is unlimited. It delivers ever more strength. Do you understand? You Kai's father, Mr. Ting. I am C.K. Shim. I am known to the young master, Kai Ting, as Uncle Shim. Well, glad to know you. I'm Tony Baratza. You can call me Tony. We're really glad to have a boy here. He's a good kid.
Tries hard. Yeah, he tries hard. Lots of pep, you know. So what do you think of the changes in the boy? You don't think he ought to be here?
Mr. Barazza, Kaitin has much to learn. It seems he devotes much time, much effort to his body, not quite so much to learning.
Oh, he's learning. He's learning real good, Mr. Shin. It's what counts to him.
The mind is always more important than the body, Mr. Barazza.
You see these marks on this boy's face? You see them, Mr. Shin? That don't happen here. He gets them shiners and doohickeys on his block. This boy lives on a tough street. It ain't no place for thinkers. If he don't work on his body, what he learns in his brain in school ain't gonna amount to spit. This boy lives in a hell's kitchen. Boys who don't fight there don't get to live. Now you and me, we don't want to see this here boy dead, and it's as simple as that. Listen, it's a pleasure meeting you, and I'm glad the boy has you. Has you to teach him the hard stuff. That's the stuff I don't know too good. I'm just helping the boy out a little. The basics. Help me out with this, will you? Trust me. I know you're a smart college man, can figure it. See you, kid.
Interesting man. You know, able student, moral energy controls the world, not fists. If the street is dangerous, do not venture into it. New mother send me street. What do you mean? She not want me in house.
This is very sad. But sad or not sad, the authority of the parents cannot be disturbed.
See here, able student. Your Ren-Chi contains many mysteries. Clearly, this is a test. You must be in harmony with the Shen Yu. No fighting. Your father was a proud fighter. Guns, airplanes, lots of death. It brought him nothing. Cannot imagine what makes a man teach children how to fight. It is immoral and disturbs the harmony of mankind. You admire this man for what he teaches you. Yes, uncle. Do you call him father, the highest title of respect? No, uncle. Well, that is something. He is probably an interesting man. Can he write? Is he literate? Now I remembered Mr. Barazza struggling with a carpenter's pencil, his tongue sticking out as he wrote. He's a very good writer, uncle. This is very strange country. Now one day, Mr. Lewis, a large black man who was a boxing instructor at the Y, noticed that I had dried blood on my nose, contusions on my forehead, and a cut on my cheek that could have used a stitch. He asked me if an adult had done this to me, and I said no, not wanting to talk about stepmother Edna. Coach, what Big Willie mean? He say, come to Jesus.
Well, I guess Big Willie wants you to meet your maker. This Big Willie is one bad guy. I do not like his conduct. How about we teach you to whip Big Willie and make him walk funny for the rest of his days?
I didn't think that was possible. I mean, fight big, very big Willie? I wanted to flee my body, evaporating into space. He was smiling. He was smiling. He believed in me. My ability to fight.
I'm gonna teach you to win a street fight. Now, winning a street fight for you means to get through it, to hurt your opponent, Your mission, Master Ting, is to endure a street fight with Willie Mack. Now all you do is stand. You take the blows you was going to get anyway, and you hurt him just enough to make him leave you alone for the rest of your life. Lesson 1. Win. You have better win than Big Willie. You wear him down. You circle. You dance. Lesson 2. You keep him in front of you. Without slowing down, you hit him in the eye with a rising right cross in the eye. This is 2-2-1. You hit him. Low rising cross in the throats. Whack in the throats. That's your second 2 in the throats. Now don't run. Do not run. I know you want to. He's one scary dude, isn't he? Your legs will shake, you want to run so much, but do not run. Do not escape victory. Toos, God's talking. Thursday, I fight Big Willie. One fight, just fight hard. I pour grease. I pour grease on his shoes. Then I say, hey Willie, your shoes, they mighty ugly. And I box him, right? No, don't want help. If he kick me in head and I knock out, you get teacher. The day of the fight, school took forever. I asked Blake Brown, who sat next to me and could read the clock on the far wall, to tell me when it was 3:05. Then I asked Mrs. Halloran if I could use the bathroom, and she said, of course, I didn't have to come back. I stood on the playground with a jar of grease at my feet. I thought about the way Big Willie liked to hit little kids. I thought about rolling up my sleeves, decided against it. One more layer of protection. I thought about everything I've been taught. Keep stance, head down, guard up, do once, one time only, spend everything, leave nothing, do or die. I thought about Baratza and Mr. Lewis. I closed my eyes, keeping them inside me. In the same place I kept the memory of my mother. 3:10 bell rang slowly, and the kids emerged like one anemic mass. Big Willie's easy to see, a big head above the crowd of children. And as he approaches, he slaps another 6th grader on the arm and points at me. He walks directly at me. His head seems immense. When he steps on my shadow, I shuffle up and tip the jar of tar over his shoes. Nothing. Then the dark gunk comes burbling out, spilling on his shoes. Now someone takes the jar from my hand, awakening me. It's Toussaint. Oh, Jesus, Lord, trying to duke him. Now in my mind, I hear echoes of my guiding fathers. Spend everything, leave nothing. All you have to do is hurt him. It's going to hurt like leeches on your dick, but when it's over, you're a free man. Willie looks as large as a building. He's trying to produce profanities, but he's still stuck with the enormity, the stupidity of what I've done to his shoes. He looks at them and at me, trying to add it up, and then his mind clears. You. You, fucking motherfucking motherfucker! Now, I flinch from my laces to my tonsils. And then Big Willie's right fist comes for me. But it's coming in slow motion. Well, do it. Do it now. I will myself, I force myself to close with him, to approach his hulking menace. I yearn to hear Baratza's voice in my corner. But I feel him in my fists. And I bring my right cross up with all my back and hips. And I know it's a great punch before it reaches his throat. See, I let it all go. I punch through with everything in me. I feel his Adam's apple against my knuckles, grunting as I smack it in, the force from my legs and back transferring into his throat. Then his right hand hits my left guard, and I go numb, and I know I'm in trouble, so I shuffle back, and I stop, and will myself back in, and I throw my right cross again for the same spot. It's like hitting a punching bag. He hasn't moved. And he tries to clinch, so I shuffle back, jabbing at his eye, but it doesn't connect. My arm is dead from his big fist. And Willie is coughing. I've never hit another kid so well. Now he lands 4 punches on my left, so I go right, away from his blows, and I'm feeling something building inside my body. See, the kid starts a fight by pushing his return. It starts with kicking is the theme. So now Willie is trying to box. He looks at my stance and my guard and imitates it. Monkey see, monkey do. I lower my guard, he lowers his, and I step in. Right to the nose, cross to the throat, hook to the temple, jab in face, toe. Now he tries to defend himself. He tries to hit me, but he telegraphs his right. He sends warnings about his left. He has no face, no counter punches. I have time to brush my teeth and fold clean towels between hammering him. Now my hands and wrists hurt and ache as the skin comes off. Willie's nose is bleeding from both nostrils, and he gags with pain. He's confused. The China boy is hurting him. Temple, throw, jab, throw. He drops his guard. Spent, finished. His tears are leaking. I know how they feel on bruised cheeks. He stumbles away from me, and I drop my guard. My knuckles are ripped and bleeding. Willie's thin blood covers my wrist. Air whistles through my lungs like a cyclone through trees. I have better wind than Big Willie! Now Lucky Washington sees my inattention and pushes Willie back into me. Willie's shoulder catches me clean in the chest. Chops me down like wheat in the field. And I lose all my wind as Willie's foot sinks into my stomach. His kicks slow, and as he winds up and aims, I can hear his delicious sounds of vengeance as his foot goes through me. And then he gets on top of me and with one stomp crashes my head into the schoolyard. I can hear a teacher shouting to get the police. I hear strange noises, the small sounds of dismay that children emit when they hear traffic accidents, see domestic violence, the labor of bullies. I've given up. I give up. I want to pass out rather than feel another foot going through my gut. And I hear Willie laughing. I hear Willie laughing. And it changes me. That is not nice. That is not nice, kicking little kids and laughing at them. Willie is laughing, and I feel the opening. See, I have the power of an oppressed minority. Little guys who are lunched to asshole bullies who like to laugh at the pain of others. Oh, I'm pissed at myself. pissed at myself for being knocked down after being ahead of my opponent on points, and I'm pissed at him for enjoying it so much, and I'm going to resolve this by kicking the crap out of him. But he's not moving in slow motion anymore. I was in a state of grace earlier, and I tried to get it back, but I don't know how. Box. Just box. Just box. Wind. My wind is better. Iron. I'm like iron weights. Water. Your tears, Willie, not mine. Fire. This is fire, Willie. Fire in fists for you. Earth. My mother is earth. Willie hits me in the same spot he bashed me on New Year's. The old scab pops and bleeds. My cheek is swelling. My right eye is closing. I have a big Willie headache. Leave nothing. See, I hurt more than he does, and I am tired. But he does not know pain like I know pain. Come to Jesus, Big Willie! I shuffle into him, finding my way with jabs. And he stumbles backwards. As he moves backwards, he moves his arm for bounds, and I stay with him in his front pocket, pounding him in the gut, driving through, back and hips, temple, throat, face, uppercut. Uppercut! No hard fall. Just a gradual folding of the body. See, Willie's horizontal. His chest is heaving. Blood is pooling beneath his face. Even on the ground, he does not look like a kid. It's over, Big Willie! No more bully! Now he struggles to rise, pushing himself up with all his might. He pushes himself up with one arm, and he bends from the waist and barfs all over the hopscotch boundaries. Whimpering, he dumps brown vomit all over the schoolyard. Pork and beans. Now I looked at my ripped knuckles, my bleeding hands, my eye was closed, and I have never felt freer. See, I go home, and I ring the doorbell, my doorbell. She opens it. Oh my God. I done pound Big Willie. I don't care what you've done. It isn't dinner time, and you have no business ringing this doorbell. I want go inside. I want drink of water. You're not my mommy. I ain't for your picking no more. China see mother. You got coins for me? I got to teach you some manners. Young man, you are now an American. You're very cute, but you cannot get by in this world by looking endearingly at people. When confronted with force, use reason. Got up, yeah, smile through that blood.
He was smiling. He was smiling. He believed in me.